This summer we had almost 600 campers by God's grace because you and your church came alongside us.
I have loved Camp Mia.
Oh, I love Camp Mia so much.
I loved Camp Mia.
Oh, Camp Mia is so wonderful. I look around and everyone is just like a big family who just love each other so well.
Oh, I loved it. Just seeing how dedicated all these kids are to learning more about God. It was just so encouraging and filled my heart so much. I loved it here.
Well, I am a camp nurse in Texas, and I have been to many, many camps over the years. And Camp Mia is by far my favorite camp so far.
I loved it. This is my second time here, and it's just as great as it was the first time. Just seeing all these campers here, it's awesome.
It's so beautiful that you're taking these young lives and you're handing them truth in love.
They really do just know how to bring in a community.
The counselors are so intentional about having one-on-one times with the campers.
They bring focus and worship towards the Lord.
They're so intentional in building next step disciples and building them up and then having them create their own disciples.
They have such a big impact, just how intentional they are to make sure the kids understand what they're learning and following up.
And everyone is just so joyful here, and I know that they will impact the world.
Because you and your church came alongside us to help us to evangelize these kids, to do crafts, lead worship, participate to all the games, icebreakers, quiet time in the morning, devotional at night, basically living life with these campers.
My favorite part was probably wake up call and just getting to blast music in the campers' ear to wake them up.
She just chunked her apple across the fields and it just exploded. It was hilarious.
When I have been here for 2 weeks, and I think what I like the most is talking with the Romanian counselors and just seeing their love for Jesus Christ and sharing the gospel among their peers.
If I can't say all of camp, I would say I love the water game so much. That was so much fun.
I would probably say a lot of the games. It's really cool watching students come out of their shell.
I like the water games. Those were really fun. Was there a bug on it? That was hilarious. Okay. All right. Take 2.
These campers that never experienced a Christian camp before, they were able to experience this summer because you were obedient to God's call to come and join us as we reach the next generation for Christ.
Losing my grandfather.
I ended up losing 5 family members in a year and a half.
I had to choose between staying faithful to God and pushing him away. And
I really had to choose to lean into the Word and follow Christ and not fall into depression or sadness, even though I did.
Unfortunately, I chose pushing him away, but luckily I had great friends and great leaders at my youth able to pull me back in, and it's been great ever since they have.
But God really did help me walk through that, and I was able to surrender those hard feelings to Him.
So in middle school, I was very rebellious against my parents.
In a crossroads moment, I had to choose whether I'm going to get up and follow Jesus or if I'm going to stay laying down and head towards that path of destruction.
I had to choose whether or not to get back on the path to follow God and change my ways, or stay in the rebellion and get deeper and deeper into sin.
And ever since then, it's been an amazing journey of following Jesus and following His purpose and His calling for me.
And thankfully, I chose getting back on the right path and following Jesus.
When I lost my best friend in college, that I truly had to be intentional with my crossroads decision, and I had to make the decision if I'm going to continue to follow Jesus or am I going to turn away from this. I'm glad that I chose to pursue Jesus even when it was hard, because He's just been faithful and continued to prove His faithfulness since then.
I think Life Romania has a huge impact.
Everything about it, it's been so amazing.
They push the gospel and they really know how to teach the kids more about Jesus.
They have such a big impact, just how intentional they are to make sure the kids understand what they're learning and following up.
I'm just blown away by the maturity and the wisdom that these counselors have.
Oh, I love Romania. I'm truly impacted by how Life Romania is doing ministry here.
You were obedient to God's call to come and join us as we reach the next generation for Christ.
And as long as this camp is in existence, Romania's youth is going to be changed for the better.